All right, let's start. This is Kashif Gemini, and I'm at home with my co-founder, Bridge. This is our first podcast, so thank you for joining us. I was wondering what we should talk about in this podcast, so I asked my people on Instagram to suggest topics which they would want us to discuss, and they covered a lot of stuff. I mean, this whole podcast can just be about answering those questions. And I thought, so be it. Give them what they want in the first one, right? So let's start. You want to say hi? Tell them about us?
Hello everyone. Kashish is mainly handling all the product, the development of the product, conceiving it, the designs, all the front end stuff, and I handle most of the business aspects of the things.
Right on. So before we begin, this podcast will be in chapters. Feel free to skip to whatever you are interested in listening to. We have marked them in the description. And also everything we say here, you gotta understand this is from our experiences and learning. If at some point you do not agree with us or have something to add, you are welcome. The comment section is always open. You can chat with us. You can message us directly. It will help us to learn something new, maybe. So let's start. Let's start with the questions.
Question 1. Talk about your journey, obstacles, milestones, and what's next. This is by Vishnu and Pratham.
Well, journey. Let me tell you guys, I never thought I would be running this clothing brand. Never had that kind of clarity. When I started, I had no official training in any of this, let alone designing. Our journey began in college back in 2013. We were classmates. This was an engineering college, and by the end of second year, I guess I realized it wasn't working for me. I was not very driven, and that I realized that it would not get me anywhere. So I spoke with him, and he was pretty much done with college as well. So we decided to come back to Delhi and work on several ideas. We worked in the retail market for some time, then we started trading everything very low key, nothing online. It was working well for us at that time, but with trading our options were limited. You can only sell what you get from the market, and I wanted more, so I decided to design myself. I made 5 hoodies and pushed them to our website. That was the first website which Bridge made on his own. The website you see right now, we have made that on our own as well. The response we got was pretty amazing. We almost sold out in 3 days, but then something went wrong. We had to work through all of that. But I also saw this opportunity as something, a gateway to introduce something new in the market, and that was pretty good for me. It was all happening back in 2016 when we started Toffle with just 20,000 bucks. There was nobody to guide us. We didn't know anybody because there was hardly anyone in the scene back then. We relied heavily on Facebook ads. We burned a lot of cash there. We learned about cash on delivery, product manufacturing, just the daily operations, running to places every single day, delivering stuff myself, and but also taking up that part for a decent amount of time. So when you don't have anybody to guide, you learn even the smallest things by paying a heavy price.
Well, I think the biggest thing we learned is like to be humble to people who come and deliver stuff.
That's true, man.
Being a delivery person yourself.
That does put things to perspective. Talking about obstacles, I would say every person who is young and has very little idea on how things work goes through a lot. It's called the learning curve, and it is brutal. For about 2 years, we were just grinding so hard with very little reward. It wasn't easy, but I knew it's going to teach us a lot, and it did. The thing with obstacles is the problem, they don't get easier. It's just you who gets better at handling them. It's just that simple. So keep at it. Milestones, I think the organic growth, when I realized now that the machine is in motion and it is working on its own, things are smooth. That has been the biggest relief. We ship worldwide, things are good. What more can we want? And what's next for us? I think, well, I have gotten so much better in this break. I've learned a lot of things. I'm gonna make so many things that are gonna be so much better than all the stuff that you have seen so far. With that, I'm also learning animation. I am writing cartoon sketches and I enjoy them a lot. You'll see.
Number 2. Talk about art and its positive effects on life. This is by Anurag.
Bro, where do I start? I mean, for me, the design, the work, anything that blows my mind is art. It depends on how you see things. It is all about seeing things differently that leads to reacting to it differently, feeling good about it. I mean, how can somebody see something cool and be sad about it? So, it's just really about perspective. And I think when you're driven, you feel pretty positive. It's just that.
You have to surround yourself with positivity, and I think art helps a lot.
Alright, moving on to the next one.
Number 3. Psychedelic effects in art. Does it work or just an excuse to do some shady things?
Shady stuff.
And by others.
It's by others. Alright. I had the same thought a couple of days ago. I also asked my folks on Instagram what they feel about it. I got a very balanced reaction. You see, as I say, it's each of his own, whatever works for them. I have come to realize the zone that everyone talks about is very real. So if the darkness inspires you or if happiness inspires you, so be it, as long as it doesn't have any negative effects on your life or of those who surround you.
Yeah, all that is good. Just don't try to fly out of your windows.
Yeah, it's all good till then, of course. Also, I feel it all depends on the mood that day. Some days I wake up extremely happy and that drives me. Some days I feel a certain way and that also inspires me. I think that is how life is. It keeps changing. The mood keeps changing. You as a person keeps changing. So we can't really generalize this thing. And personally, I think both the things work for me. Yeah.
Number 4. What do you feel about sneakerheads who don't know the craft but are only in it for money and to flex? This is Rushant.
This is a little funny. Personally, I do not believe in fake it till you make it because that means you are lying to yourself and to others, which just takes away the beauty out of everything you're involved in. So the scene here is there are resellers who buy stuff to sell it and make some profit, and they start calling themselves the plug and whatnot. Then there are guys who jump on every hyped sneaker just to flex it and then sell it for profit. Now I'm telling you this so that you know that I understand what you are talking about. I am well aware. I think the overflex, it sort of gives them a sense of validation. It's also about their maturity. I mean, you can't blame kids for acting out, and I see a lot of young guys getting in on the action, which I get because it's all the part of the act. It does damage a lot of things along the way, but this is how things grow. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. And I would also like to add, in the mature community, reselling is not something seen as something that you would flex on. I mean, it's a very, very low-key job. It's about getting the job done. It's about getting the pair to the person's door, and that's all. Not putting it on in front of everybody else to see and judge and everything. As I would like to quote, the real gangster moves in silence. Yeah.
Number 5. How important is consistency, creativity, validation? This little trip.
Well, in short, consistency is very important. Creativity, extremely important. Validation, it does not matter to me, at least. Consistency is hard work, and it is the only way I know how to get better at your craft. Everybody starts somewhere. Creativity can never be forced. I say it again, the zone is real. I also feel you can develop it over a period of time because you are constantly changing. Like For example, I used to look for inspiration. That was a part of my learning, but now I have recently found comfort in my own. I just sit by myself and ideas start popping. It's still a process, but I can see the growth. Validation, I think, when you work to please somebody, you can't be yourself completely, and it's no good for your work. It's just upsetting. I mean, your work should be about you, what you want to do. Yeah,
You can never please everyone.
that's also true, man. I think there can always be a balance with what people want and what you want to do with, like, the custom work. But if you care about what people think of you or how they judge your work, you will never achieve greatness. As they say, people don't always know what they want unless you show them. At this point, public validation means very little to me. It has layers though. I mean, it works differently for everyone. I don't mind if I lose followers or if I don't get likes or whatever. As long as at some level, I think when people are buying and loving the products, I'm good. I don't care if they stop buying or start hating at some point. I know it's bad business, but I do this for me. And at the end of the day, I do what I want to do. If you find it relatable, good. If not, that's okay. I'm okay with it. I genuinely don't work to please you. I work to blow your mind. That's what I have to say about it.
Number 6. Where do you get inspiration from? The color, design, cut. Sort of.
Yeah, sort of good friend. Yeah. It's easy to say I get inspiration from everywhere, but let me explain it a bit. When I say inspiration can come from anywhere, I mean if I see something so amazing that it blows my mind, I get inspired. It can be as loud as mountains, it can be as subtle as a color of a leaf. I believe the inspiration comes to you when you're not looking at it, looking for it. I think that's the best kind. It hits you out of nowhere. The color, the design, the cut, it's all a part of the package. If the shape of a car, if I really, really like the shape of a car, I might use it in my pattern cutting for a jacket. You never know. You work with what feels right in the gut. I think with my work, almost all my products are repurposed in some or the other way. Sometimes it's right in your face with the upcycle collection I made, but otherwise it's very subtle in every other piece. Sometimes I just reverse the fabric to add a different shade in the patchwork. Sometimes I just pick up my old denim and paint it again, and it becomes a totally different pair. That is all because I think I come from a place where I've been taught to make the best of the available resources, never to waste anything. So even when I have no shortage of fabric rolls, I will still not open the next one until I'm completely finished with the first one.
I think it's not just about wasting products. I think there's value to everything, and if you don't use it, you don't make use of it, you don't feel worth it. There's this thing, this underlying thing, how you handle everything in your life. I think that is the reason. Number 7. How to choose fabrics, colors, the science behind it. This is Kshitij.
Yes, there is a tiny bit of science there. There are different shades, there are meaning, they all have meaning. There are hot and bright and really popping colors. There are colors that give you a very calm and composed vibe as well. It all depends on what you're making. I think there are fabrics, especially for summers. If you don't believe me, try wearing a leather jacket in summers, you'll know. There are books for this. You guys should read it. With a little experience, you get to know which fabric works for your product.
Number 8. How to gain originality and its importance. This is Mansi.
It is very important to be original. It comes from a lot of different learnings. It also depends big time on your approach, how passionately you're involved in. If you're truly passionate and you are true to yourself towards your work, originality will come.
Yeah, I think we talked about consistency earlier. I think being consistent with your craft, you find your originality. At the beginning, things are very vague.
Yeah.
You know, as you go forward, things
Yeah, I
get more clear.
You may not see it in the very beginning. It's easier to connect the dots when you're looking back. At some point, you will wake up and you will realize that this is what I do, and this is how it's different from all the other things. My own experiences, when I'm telling a story through my products, that is what is different. Nothing can take that away from me. I guess you should never try to copy anyone else's style. You should spend time with yourself, understanding what you truly want to do. And because your life, you gotta understand this, your life is different from others, your perspective is different, your personality is different. So you have to be true to yourself at first, and it will automatically resonate with everything else you do.
Number 9, how to be yourself. This is Rajat.
It is very simple and also very complicated at the same time. I think if you only do things that come naturally to you, when you don't force things, that is how you can truly be yourself. And I think and also very importantly, not getting influenced by everything. That's also a very, very important part. Get to know yourself, and it'll all be smooth.
I mean, that is easy to say, but we get inspired by everything since the day we come on this planet. Everything we see, we acquire, and that's how our thoughts go. I mean, you can't think of a color that has not been conceived earlier. Everything is inspired from someplace. So to be yourself, I think the most important thing is to unlearn everything. To unlearn these templates that you have been taught, you have been forced into. That's how you find where you are, what you are, and you can go ahead with exploring yourself.
Alright.
How to start a streetwear label? Any advice for beginners? This is Max and Arun.
Bro, I do get that a lot, and I just want to say you literally need nothing to start, alright? But you need a lot of things to be successful at it, and that also varies for different people. So if I tell you I started with 20,000 rupees, that is roughly $300. I spend time and learn things. You need to do your own thing. You need to go through your own journey. And one thing I would say is do not take shortcuts. It might ease things out for a bit for the short run, but it will never get you anywhere in the long run. Remember this: when people achieve even a little bit of success, as we spoke of this, they stop improving and they stop learning new things. And
take the hard steps in the beginning. You have to learn, you have to make mistakes. That's how you grow.
Try things yourself, man. I mean, don't take anybody's word for granted. Whatever worked for them might not work for you. Focus on your own mess. Let others do what they're doing. Don't get distracted. And remember, a brand becomes a brand by doing the right thing, but also very, very importantly, it also becomes what it is by saying no to a lot of things. Anything that doesn't add value to your brand, it's not worth it. Coming to competitors, I think competitors are good. They keep you on your toes, but competition is very stupid.
Number 11. Difference between authentic and wannabe brand. This is Vishruti.
Some brand has to be the older brand, doing their own thing and being successful at it. Every other new brand wants to achieve that level of success, so they chase it. They chase their own their plan of action and their designs and their timelines, etc., which just fails when you realize what you truly want to do. So nobody is begging you to make a Fugazi. If you are lucky, they might be interested in knowing what you have to say in your story.
I think there is this whole approach of just blatantly copying that some people follow, but I can't say that all of the brands that you may come across that are probably inspired from something, to be more relaxed, saying inspired from something. They may not be wannabe. They may be in their own journey of exploring things. They may see that this is the trend right now, and probably this is how people do things. And in the beginning, they are trying out things that they see that works.
Yeah.
But as if they stay there, if they stay on their path, they keep exploring, working with their audience and working on their own designs. So I think they reach that authenticity within themselves, within their own
At some point,
life
yeah.
cycle.
Yeah.
So not everyone is a wannabe. Even the ones that you see in your first glance, they may not be a wannabe. They may just be somewhere within their journey.
All right.
Is copying or taking inspiration from other designers fine? To what extent?
There are people who are quick to call you out when you do copy someone and that completely destroys your image. But at the same time, I think there are fast fashion companies which are built entirely on this concept. But personally, I feel to copy someone else's work, it's just sad. You are doing wrong to yourself, it's not helping you at all, you will not grow. And taking inspiration, I used to believe nothing is original anymore, and in a way that is true because all the genres are out there, most of the styles are out there. Still, everybody is making a t shirt and it sells. You know why? Because all the stories are unique. The story you tell through your t shirt or jacket is unique, and that's what makes it original. That's what people buy. People don't need another clothing brand. They don't need more black t-shirts or jackets or jeans. They are interested in hearing your stories. You must understand this.
I think the biggest difference between copying and taking inspiration is that in copying, what you see is that everything is exactly because they're selling out. You can sell to a different market, probably cheaper. But taking inspiration, I think it's more like a ode to the designer, because see, you think that you can do something better. Probably you are seeing something that person didn't see with that exact design, and you're making those modifications, and it's your own take on those things. So I think that is very crucial to any designer growing. But a blatant copy, that's never good. Number 13. How much time does it take on the custom stuff? This is Akshat.
It depends on the product, man. I think sometimes it's 2-3 days, sometimes it's a week. It's like getting a tattoo. Only after learning about the details of it, one can tell how much time it's gonna take. But it's always fun. I think I do love working on custom outfits. It fulfills my goal of providing people a tool of self-expression. I enjoy working on their piece with them at their pace. Sometimes I do get to learn a lot while at it. Superb. So that's all the questions. I think it's pretty good for the first one. We should wrap it up here. Guys, do tell us how you feel in the comments, and please do suggest what you would want us to discuss in the next podcast. Till then, goodbye and take care.
Thank you for watching the video. Please hit the red subscribe.
No, we don't do that. That's all. Ciao.